Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how my husband and I met. And if you want to stay tuned, please do, because let me just tell you one thing, it gets pretty weird and juicy, so stay tuned if you want to hear on how we met. So basically, I was friends with this girl for quite some time, and we met in cosmetology school. She actually went to my local high school, but we knew of each other, but we weren't friends at all until after I graduated high school and went to cosmetology school, and that's how we met. Speaking in present tense, we are no longer friends, so I just want to put that out there. Anyways, so my friend and I at the time decided that we wanted to go to an upcoming event that was coming to the city up next to us. And so we wanted to go and see this upcoming artist, and we decided that we wanted to go. And she let me know that she was going to bring a friend, which was a guy, and I was okay with it because I knew some people that were going to be at the club too, so I was okay with it. I wasn't super worried about being a third wheel, so I was okay with it. Anyways, we go to the club, and we had a good time, and he was a pretty cool kid when I first met him, because he was just making me feel like I wasn't a third wheel at all, which was really cool because, it was just me, my friend, and Jacob at the time. It was just us three. So I really appreciated the fact that he didn't make me feel that type of way. Anyways, a few months go by, and she decides that she no longer wanted to progress anything other than a friendship with him. So one day, her and I were having a conversation on the phone, and we were speaking about how I just wanted to be happy with somebody because I've been through so much. And she mentioned, she was like, hey, why don't you just talk to Jacob and see how things go? She was like, me and him never had anything further than a friendship, so why don't you go for it and see how it goes for you? So I was like, all right, why not? So one day we had a three-way phone call, and we all decided that we wanted to meet up, the three of us, to hang out again. And we did. We met up at a hookah lounge, and we were just, all talking, having a good time. And so that night, I don't remember exactly what happened, but what I do remember is that her and I got into a little argument. So basically, she left me at the hookah lounge by myself. So I had no choice but to get a ride from him to go home, because she never answered my phone calls. She literally just left me at the hookah lounge by myself. So, a whole bunch of emotions are going through my head, and I'm just thinking oh my god, she's really gonna make me go home with this guy that I just met. Well, I didn't just meet him, but it was just me meeting him to hang out with him, so it was kind of weird, but I just accepted it, and he took me home, and throughout the ride from where we were at to my house, I was pretty much silent the whole time, because that's just me. I'm very shy when I first meet somebody, so that's how it was. And we did have conversation here and there, but it was just small talk. It wasn't anything serious. So when he dropped me off at my house, he was just like, I had a good time with you. It was nice to meet you. I hope I get to know you better, and so on and so forth. Until that night, he texted me almost every day after that for quite some time. And after that, I decided that he was pretty cool, and so he asked me if I wanted to go on a date with him. He asked me if I wanted to go bowling, so I was like, hey, sure, why not? So he was like, all right, this is a date. This is our first date, so that's what we're gonna call it. And I was like, all right. So he took us to the bowling alley, and let me just say, we had a blast. I had such a great time with him. And so after that, one second. Alrighty, so after that, he took me on a date, like I said. We went to our local bowling alley, and we had a great time that night. And on the way home after bowling, he drives up to my driveway. And so he looks at me, and he says to me, I really want you to be my girlfriend. You want to be my girlfriend? And so I said yes. So I was like, okay, yeah, that would be cool. We had a great time tonight, and I've seen you several times before, and we had a great time, so I don't mind seeing where things go with you. So from that point on, him and I were together for about 8 months before he proposed to me in the middle of Times Square. And so that was just like so amazing. Like, it was one of the best memories that I could actually ever remember in my life, like one of the best. So, you know, he sneakily decided to give his cell phone to one of the NYPD officers that was near us, and so they actually got to film the whole entire proposal, which is great for us to have memories on. You know, I still have that video, and you know, I could show my kids one day the video when they get older, so look back on it and, you know, show them how great, you know, of a proposal it was. So after that, basically, you know, we were planning our wedding, and we were thinking about like different places where we wanted to do our wedding and just planning a wedding, you know. So
Oh, this you crazy mother.
So basically, my husband, well, not my husband yet, but my fiance, when we got engaged, we were planning on our wedding. We wanted to have, you know, quite a big wedding to celebrate our happy life together. And so that kind of didn't work out. So one day, I went with my mother and some family members to David's Bridal to try on dresses. And I found the perfect dress, but when I put it on, I don't know what it was, but something just went off in the back of my mind, and I was like, oh my god, like, could I be expecting? So I thought, you know, something could happen, and I thought it could be a possibility that I was expecting. So what made me expect that and think that in the back of my mind was, I was always a very slender girl. And so when I looked in the mirror, I had like a little pooch. And so that was like one of the things that made me think, oh shoot, like, this is happening. And so I didn't let it cross my mind after that anymore, after I left. And about 2 weeks later, we were at a family event with my fiance at the time. And everybody was drinking and having a great time. And so one of our family members asked me if I wanted to have a shot. And I looked at him and I said, no thank you, like, it's okay, I'm good today. I literally, like, in the back of my mind had a thought that I was pregnant. So basically a few weeks later, we took a test, 2 of them actually, and we found out that we were expecting our son. So pretty much our wedding plans of having a huge wedding were out the window, because we had to plan a baby shower, we had to plan on saving money for everything that our son needed, and so that dream was long gone. So basically, I have my veil, I have all my jewelry, and I have my $1,500 dress sitting in my closet still. So hopefully one day I get to wear that. Anyways, 9 months later, I have my son, and 2 weeks after I have my son, we decided that we wanted to still get married, but we got married by the Justice of the Peace right in my town. And even though it was something small, it was very beautiful, because, you know, when you love somebody, it doesn't even really matter if you're having something so big or small, as long as you make it official and prove your love to somebody. That's all that really matters to me in my eyes. So basically, you know, that was it, you know, like, that's how we met, and that's how we got married, and so on and so forth. So one thing I can say is, looking back, I really think that people come in your life for a reason, whether it's to stay in your life for good, to be a long-term friend, or for a lesson. And not even a lesson in this case, but what I see it as is me meeting this girl and being friends with her for quite some time. Her involvement in my life, to me, is that I met her so she can introduce me to my husband. And, you know, that's the way I see it. And so even though we don't get along now, I just really appreciate me meeting her, because if I didn't meet her, I would not be with my husband today and I wouldn't have my son. And so, like I said, I feel like everybody comes in your life for a reason, whether it's to stay or to go. And in this case, like I said, it was for her to introduce me to my husband. And so for that, you know, I'm really thankful for it, even though we don't speak. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. That's how I met my husband.